Okay, good evening. So today basically we are going to study the one concept is pending about object oriented concepts. Okay. Just 15-20 minutes we are going to take today. Because that is small concepts and then from tomorrow we'll revise all the things and then we also go for the constructor. Okay. The thing is that we done with the class object, inheritance, types of inheritance, then the polymorphisms, encapsulation, and the abstractions. Now the thing is pending that is about the interface. Okay, so these are the actual in object-oriented concepts. So yesterday also I have one more diagram I have drawn. Please observe this. Whenever using a class, so for defining class methods, we 100% sure about the functions. This function will what it going to execute. Then go for the class methods. If you have half knowledge, you're not sure about 100%, go for the abstract class. But there are some situations where all the methods are abstract, means without body. You don't know anything, you just know the methods. So at that time, you go for interface. Okay, defining interface is a different way. Okay, as we cannot create an object of abstract class because it may have an abstract methods. So in the similar manner, it is also not possible to create an object of interface. So accessing an abstract class method, we are using inheritance concept means we are the class which is extending abstract class methods, and whichever the class is extending the abstract class method, we must to override all the abstract methods. In the similar manner, in yesterday we have done example. If you observe that we have an abstract class is there. There are two abstract method, engineer and price, and whichever class is extending this abstract demo, for that class, it's all the abstract method must be get override here. In the actual way, whichever the class know about this abstract method, that class can only extend this method. So, but now we are going to study the interface, and interface all the methods and abstract means without body. So now to extend one class by the another class, we are using extends keywords. But for the interface, we are going to make a use of keyword that is nothing but implements. And yesterday, even have shown you things in Java. Either you can find extends or implements. So now let's see how to define interface. So for defining interface, as we are defining a class in a similar manner, we have to go for the interface. If you see their list is interface. Okay. So let me add some test fs, test interface. Okay, it's an interface. So in interface, we are going to define only empty methods only. Okay, it's wide. Suppose itf1. If you try to write the body here, it will throw the errors. It is exactly opposite of the class. The class is not going to allow the empty methods, and the interface is specially made to define empty method only. You can write this. Okay, ITF1 and ITF2 and all the things. So now the thing is that then why we are defining like this? Okay, so I'll give on some real world examples later on. Just first of all understood how this interface define and how to execute this interface methods. So when you are defining the interface, that interface is not going to call directly. So to access this interface, we define one class, simple class. So like ITF class. This is also the simple class. Now, as we are for accessing the class of other methods, we are using extend keywords. Now we want to implement the method of interface. So we'll write here implement. If you are using the methods or you want to access the interface, then go for the implements. If you want to access the class method, then use extend keywords. Implements, implements. What is interface name? Test FC. So as test FC is only TET is capitals, okay? Test FC. So as soon as you are implementing test FC, it will give one error because the interface is having one method which is an abstract. So by default, it is abstract, means without body. So for this class, must define that methods testicles. So I will write message here. This is interface method. INTERFAC interface. Then as usual, to execute this method, create an object of this class and call this method. ITF main. So it's a regular thing now. Simple class, its object is equal to new class f dot which material ITF1. So in this way, we can call the interface method with the help of class which is implementing this interface. Now the question comes, if we can do the concept with the help of simple class and with the help of inheritance, even though for the abstract class, these all things are available, but still, why interface basically? What is the exact role of interface? We are understanding the syntactically, that is okay. The interface allowed to write all the empty methods only, and whichever the class is implementing interface, so for that class is must follow all the methods, and then we can create of that class and we can call that methods. So I'll tell you the one real-time scenario where the interface suitable. If you observe the something, like consider there is one organizations and there are labor also. Some management team is there and some labor team is there. So the management want such a systems where the management can apply the any rules that is compulsory get applied by the labor level. Okay, if you this concept if you designed with the class and object only, then the class which is extending for the upper class, that is not compulsory get applied. But in case of interface, if you observe here, there is only one rule is there, which is exactly it is get implemented. If I want one more rule get applied to that labor levels, so let's just write one method here. Just suppose rule. We just added one new methods. So now it is get compulsory to get override, right? It is not happen in case of simple class and object or inheritance. It is a similar manner. Is there any new rules or new law get applied by central government? So all the rules are directly, indirectly applicable to the civil persons. It is possible in such a way that with the help of interface. Now I need to compulsory implement that rules or maybe follow that rules. Getting the concept. This is why the object oriented is very important. Okay, new rule. Yes. Okay, something. So this is a way of implementing interface, and with the help of interface, we can achieve this thing. Sorry, which is thing rule. Rule is a function. So now we'll get the new rules. right? In the similar manner, is there some new rules get updated, and that is new rule is updated, so I write just n rule. So now again it is a compulsory. There are some new rules are there. You need to apply that rules also. And rule means with the help of interface, we can forcefully means compulsory get override to that particular classes. So for that you can go for the interfaces. Okay, this is a real time example of interface. So I just remove this thing also. Fine. There is one more thing, as one class can implement the interface. This is the way. But assume that if there are two interfaces are there, so I'll define one more interface, ITFC2. I'll write one empty method here, void void I ITFF this. Okay. Now, whichever the class which is going to implement this interface, so it is get compulsory for that class to get override, right? And one concept we have studied in interface is that the multiple inheritance is not supported by the concept. This concept is not supported by Java. Why? Because whenever the single class is trying to inherit the two different classes functions, so it will get confused which class method should be overrides. But that problem will get solved with the help of interface concepts. Now, as we cannot extend the two classes directly, but we can implement two interfaces. Like there is a first interface and there is a second interface is also there, ITFC2. See that? And there is saying that there is a one more unimplemented method, that is ITF. So with the help of interface, we are not going to compile the methods. You could compulsory get overrides. We can also solve the problem of multiple inheritance, which is not possible with the help of class object, but which is get possible with the help of interface. It's a method that is ITF. We can't we can't extend the two class, but we can implement two interface at a time. So that is possible. Okay. Why it is possible? Because it is an empty method. In class, it is not possible because whenever you are calling the class method already have a body. So that body is going to only get executed. But here is we are going to decide what it going to write or what it going to define. We are just extending or implementing that class, but these are the empty method. Means if there are some rules like receive phones, we can receive the phone by left hand also, right hand also, or both the hand also, because it is an empty method. But if it is in a class, so that compulsory its body is also there. They are defining. You can receive the phone left hand only. So then the confusion will occur. But here is no confusion. It is just an empty method. You can decide what you want to do. So there is no ambiguity and then no confusion. In that way, we can achieve the concept of multiple inheritance also with the help of interface concept. So let me write here some whatever the methods. Interface to got it. So in this we can achieve the multiple inheritance. Also. Even though there is a thing is that as one class can extend to the other class in the similar manner, one interface can also extend the other interface. It is a possible. Okay, means if this is an interface, one interface can extends other interface. TENDS extends interface to. So it is possible. Okay, one class can extend other class. One class can implement other interface, but one interface can extend other interface. So remember this things. Okay. So we have done so many things in object-oriented concept, right? From class object, inheritance, polymorphism, abstractions, encapsulation, and now we are seeing interface. Okay. So syntactically we have understood. Now after that we are going to summarize all the things together so that we can clear understanding at which situation which things should be get used and the why. We'll compare it by taking some real world example in the situation so that you can get more hands on it. Okay, because these are the concept which is just not theoretical knowledge you needed. You need a practical knowledge as well as real time use of these concepts. Why these concepts are introduced in programs. So that much understanding you must have. Then only this is a useful Java is useful. Otherwise, just writing a simple program so that not get that worth. But understanding the situation and using that concept is more important. Okay. So we have just done the OOPS concepts, and from tomorrow we'll compare all the things thoroughly and we'll track the things at which situation which concept is get used. Okay, fine.